call tomorrow at 7. Possibly.
I love the sound of them squishing. Waiting for one to say.
Oh wow,
That was pretty fun.
Hey Arthur,
yeah.
can I come over here on this side and just narrate what I'm seeing right now?
Oh my god.
So you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So right now we have an assembly line going, and what we're actually doing is throwing watermelons on top of our growing compost pile. And in the background are the wonderful mountains, and we're building our own mountains here, compost mountains. And we have a couple of materials we're using. You can see to your right, if you pan over a little bit, a bunch of large boxes that were delivered yesterday from a company called Borg Produce that actually threw away 50 of them the same day of watermelons. And so we were able to pull a few of those off. We've been working with them for a couple of weeks now, getting deliveries of waste produce that they have to throw away. And basically it saves them money to donate it to us. They can't donate to food banks because it's too far gone or dangerous to donate, and so they can give it to us for compost. For Jose who works there, he has to pay money to get rid of the cartons, he has to pay money to get rid of the pallets and all that, and including the fruit, which is paid by pound, which if you know anything about watermelons, they're heavy. And so we're taking them, we're turning them to healthy soil. We're building a mountain of compost, and we're layering it about 1 watermelon thick with about two times that of wood chips that we also got brought to us for free from West Coast arborists. They were contracted by the city of Ontario, and they would dump them otherwise. They would also pay to get rid of them. And so we're helping their company out, and they're helping our project out. In the initial phase, we're taking their waste and we're making food for plants, which will make food for people. It'd be really cool to get people involved in this, especially educationally, educating about how this is possible. Lots of people in the neighborhood could participate and use the space, for the community garden that's supposed to be growing out of this. So this is just the start, but we're basically layering the watermelons and then we'll cover it with wood chips, and that will cook down. It will get to anywhere between 100 and 160 degrees by the time it heats up, and that will help it cook down, and that's all because of bacterial life that grow from the rotting fruits and vegetables.
So you showed me, Arthur, one of these piles that you had recently done melons with, and we actually felt heat relatively quickly. So as much bacteria is in there, that's really what's heating up and making that soil. The soil is real active, right? It's alive.
Yeah. Basically, a scoop of healthy soil is 80% microbacteria. It's just more living things than inanimate things, and it's hard to tell because you can't see them. In our case, we can mostly see the flies and the bees, but there's millions and millions of little tiny organisms doing work. And basically, when you breathe in, it's cool. When you breathe out, it's hot. And there's billions of little creatures doing that inside of this pile, turning the soil. Basically, they're breaking down larger molecules and making them smaller molecules so that they're available for the plants to take up through their roots. And that's why compost is such fertile soil. And that's why it gets so hot, because there's just lots of little creatures breathing inside there.
Thank you, Arthur.
You're welcome.